Who's the toughest dude in the league to guard right now, in your opinion?
Ooh, they gotta be the big fella, the Serbian.
This goddamn Joker guy, man. What he's shooting like? They say in like the last 5 or 6 games, he's shooting like 77% from the field.
Yeah, I mean, this season in 3 weeks, I think he's at 67% from the field.
Oh my god! And by the way, and this is not like one of those guys back in the day, like all dunks, or all layups. No, this is everything.
All three
levels.
We just taking this dude for granted, man. He is the best basketball player in the world. You just going out there getting easy triple doubles every day, and he ain't getting them fluky 10 points. 10 rebounds, 11. He get like 25, 16, and 17.
I would like the NBA fans writ large to please take a look and pay attention to what Nikola Jokić is doing right now.
35 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. He missed 3 shots from the floor all night.
And he said it's not easy, and I'm sure it's not, but he makes it look so easy.
Nikola Jokić right now is putting together a Wilt Chamberlain-style statistical season.
I had a good night. The ball was going in, and we won the game. The guys were coach running play for me, and it's simple as that.
You don't want to give Joker no credit because you think you compare him to you.
Nikola Jokić is in the middle of what might be the greatest individual season in NBA history. He's averaging a 30-point triple-double on shooting splits so absurd they look like a typo. He leads the league in rebounds, leads in assists, and tops virtually every advanced metric that exists. And he's doing all of this while 2 of his 4 best teammates have been sidelined for over a month. And yet, somehow, the betting odds still list him as the second choice for MVP.
This brother, Jokić, I mean, just a big tub of lard, just shoving people around, no six-pack, and ain't still built or anything like that. He's just big and strong, waddle. He don't even walk, he waddles and stuff. You just look at him, and you can't stop him. Yeah. There's nothing you can do.
Every major sportsbook and betting app still lists Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as the favorite to win this year's MVP. And to be clear, SGA has been phenomenal. This isn't about tearing him down. But what Nikola Jokić is doing right now goes beyond impressive. It crosses into unprecedented territory if voters hand SGA back-to-back MVPs over this kind of season. We're not talking about a questionable decision. We're talking about the biggest snub in the history of professional basketball. The numbers tell the story better than any debate ever could. Jokić is averaging 29.8 points per game, basically 30, which ranks 5th in the entire NBA. For most players, that alone would define a career year. But that's where things stop making sense. On top of that scoring, he leads the league in rebounds. He also leads the league in assists. A center leading the NBA in assists is almost unheard of, and the last time anything close to this happened, the league looked nothing like it does today, and this isn't empty production on a bad team. Denver sits at 19-6, holding the 2nd seed in the West and pacing towards 62 wins. The advanced metrics make the gap even clearer. Player efficiency rating Jokić leads it. Box plus Minus leads that too. Value over replacement player, win shares. Win shares per 48 minutes at the top of every single category. There is not one major metric, basic or advanced, where Jokić isn't sitting first or right there at the very top. Here's where it becomes almost unreal. Jokić already owns the all-time career records in BPM and win shares per 48. Those records belong to him because he set them. And now, this season, he's on pace to break his own records. The highest single season per ever recorded belongs to this current run. The highest BPM in history belongs to him too. To this point, Jokić isn't competing against other players. He's competing against himself, and he keeps winning. His true shooting percentage is sitting at 72%, second in the entire NBA. A 30-point triple-double on historically elite efficiency has never existed in this combination. Not from Wilt. Not from Oscar Robertson. Not from LeBron. No one in the history of the sport has ever produced this exact statistical profile, and somehow, it's still not enough to make him the MVP favorite. The Clippers game from a few weeks ago should have ended the conversation entirely. Jokić dropped 55 points on 78% shooting with a +28 impact, and he did it in just 33 minutes. He had 52 through 3 quarters before the game turned into such a blowout that Denver didn't even need him in the fourth. His dominance was so complete that they took the ball out of his hands because the game was already over. And yet, somehow, he's still second in the MVP race.
Denver leads by 4. Jokić down the lane, a rainbow floater.
But, I didn't think he would score 55. He made some threes.
Offensively for the Nuggets because of that. Jokić wastes little time and knocks down a 3.
Try to navigate through. Then when he goes smaller on him, he just post up. And then so it's just a tough cover, but I didn't think he would get 55.
Fades and fires and fills it up. I mean, he's got 48 team minutes. Jokić goes to work. The double is late and spins away, and it's a video game for him right now. 50.
The historical context makes this run even more absurd. Scoring 55 or more points while shooting at least 75% from the field is something almost no one in NBA history has ever done. Since the year 2000, only 7 players have accomplished it. And only 3 names appear on that list: Nikola Jokić, Luka Doncic, and James Harden. Narrow it down to centers, and the last one to do it before Jokić was Wilt Chamberlain in 1969. What Jokić is producing right now hasn't been done in over 50 years. And the circumstances make it even crazier. Aaron Gordon has been out for more than a month. Christian Braun has also been out for over a month. These aren't fringe rotation players. 2 of Denver's 4 best players and 2 of their 3 best defenders. Then things somehow got worse when Peyton Watson went down just 5 minutes into the Houston game. Watson had been starting in Braun's absence and had become one of the few bright spots during this injury stretch. Now he's hurt too. Look at the math. Denver is missing 2 starters, 2 of its top 4 players, and the replacement for one of those starters also went down. On paper, this team should be barely surviving, scrapping for a play-in spot and praying reinforcements arrive in time. Reality tells a completely different story. Denver is the 2nd seed in the most loaded conference in basketball. Their offense ranks number 1 in the NBA by more than 2 points per 100 possessions. Spencer Jones is starting games, averaging 4.8 points per night, and they're still dominating. That's not roster depth. That's one man carrying an entire franchise. The Houston game was a perfect illustration of what Jokić does to elite competition. The Rockets came in as the 2nd best team in the league by net rating, trailing only Oklahoma City in SRS. This isn't a fluke team, this is a legitimate contender. Denver beat them anyway. For the 2nd time this season, without Gordon, without Braun, and without Watson after the opening 5 minutes, Jokić finished with 39 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. Jamal Murray added 35, and after years of questions about his consistency, he's finally playing like a true all-star. The way Murray has stepped up while the roster is short-handed has been remarkable. But that game revealed something even bigger. Houston has a Jokić problem. They match up well against almost everyone in the league. A 7-game series against Oklahoma City might favor them. San Antonio wouldn't scare them. They can compete with anyone except Denver. There is no answer for what Jokić does to them. 2 games this season. 2 losses. Both without Denver at full strength. If Houston's front office is smart, they're praying the Nuggets draw Oklahoma City before they ever have to see Denver in a playoff series. And yet, the MVP debate keeps circling back to the same argument for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Wins. Oklahoma City wins more games. They have fewer losses. They might threaten the all-time wins record. All of that may be true, and all of it completely misses the point. Oklahoma City's dominance doesn't flow from SGA alone. 3 things drive that team, in this order: their defense first, their depth second, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander third. Somehow, the 3rd most important factor on that roster is about to win back-to-back MVPs. Take SGA off the Thunder and they're still an elite team. Their defense remains elite. Their depth still carries them through rough stretches. They'd win fewer games, but the foundation would stay intact. Now flip that scenario to Denver. Remove Jokić, and what's left is a borderline playoff team, maybe a play-in squad, probably worse with all the current injuries. Jokić isn't just Denver's best player. He's the engine. The offense runs through him. The playmaking runs through him. Everything Denver does starts and ends with him, and somehow, that still isn't enough. If Jokić doesn't win MVP this season, the message is clear. Nothing he does will ever be enough. The goalposts will keep moving. The excuses will keep changing. The most dominant player of his generation will keep getting passed over while voters reward team success over individual greatness. Despite everything, Denver's path forward still holds promise. The roster looks different than it did 2 years ago, and in some ways, it looks better. Off-season additions filled long-standing gaps. Tim Hardaway Jr. is shooting the lights out. Cam Johnson provides elite spacing even when his shot isn't falling. Jonas Valanciunas gives them a reliable backup big with 15 years of high-level production. Bruce Brown is back, bringing championship experience and energy off the bench. But make no mistake, one of it works without Nikola Jokić. And right now, he's doing something the league has not seen in half a century.
At least keep the lead. That's our job. I think we have a capable bench and starters doing a great job. We got to maintain that.
Just to have a really good backup big man who's really dominant, who played in the league for 15, 16 years. And we have a Bruce we won a championship with. He's bringing out the energy every night, and Tim, who is a really probably one of the top shooters in the league. So it's really good to have him have them on our team.
Spacing is the biggest transformation of all. For years, Denver's most obvious weakness was the lack of shooting around Nikola Jokić. Teams could pack the paint, crowd the post, and dare anyone else to beat them from the outside. The math favored the defense, and opponents knew it. That strategy no longer works. Tim Hardaway Jr. and Cam Johnson stretch the floor in ways Denver never could before. Defenders can't cheat off shooters anymore, and when Jokić is given space, the numbers turn terrifying. His shot chart looks like a cheat code. 58% on jumpers, 78% at the rim, 71% on hook shots, and an absurd 80% on floaters. When perimeter defenders have to stay home, Jokić gets isolated one-on-one in the post, and no one in the league can guard him by themselves. The Western Conference this season is stacked with real threats. Oklahoma City looks capable of rewriting record books. Houston is legitimate. San Antonio has Victor Wembanyama, who just cooked the Thunder while playing only 20 minutes. Minnesota made back-to-back conference finals and can't be ignored. Golden State still has Steph Curry, and now Jimmy Butler is lurking near the 8th seed like a playoff nightmare nobody wants to see. And then there's the Luka situation. Whatever happens with him, and the Lakers could flip the entire postseason picture overnight. Through all of that chaos, Denver sits firmly in the 2 seed, winning games they have no business winning. All because of one man doing things no one has ever done before. Basketball is obsessed with debates about greatness. GOAT arguments, legacy rankings, all-time lists, they dominate every show and podcast. But recognizing greatness while it's happening is rare. History unfolding in real time is easy to miss when it shows up night after night. Nikola Jokić is delivering the greatest offensive season by a center since Wilt Chamberlain last walked off the floor. He's doing it with a depleted roster, without drama, without demands, without campaigning for awards. He just shows up, quietly drops stat lines that look like video game numbers, and goes home, and somehow, the basketball world has decided that isn't enough. Watching Jokić this season, really watching, means witnessing something that may not come around again. A player so skilled, so efficient, and so dominant that breaking his own all-time records has become routine to this point. Whether Jokić deserves MVP isn't even the real question anymore. The real question is whether we're about to watch the most obvious MVP choice in recent memory get snubbed for the 2nd straight year, because if that happens, it won't just be a bad decision, it will be a stain on the award itself.